Well, so far so good. We are done with the very first component here, which is the top navigation bar, and that leads us to the sidebar here, which is our second component. So we have a lot to cover, so let's just jump into Visual Studio real quick. So here I am already in Visual Studio, and because we already read out the structure, the foundation of this whole thing, now it's very easy for us to just like put in the content. So this is where we are supposed to have the left navigation bar. So I'm just going to get rid of the second number there, or the 2 over there, and first thing that I need to do is to create a container that is going to lap all the content within this specific sidebar, and I'm just going to come and call it sidebar. Sorry, we should have this as sidebar. And so it is now within this specific container, like I've mentioned, that we are going to now have the content. So the first thing that I need to do here is to create yet another div. So this is the div that now will be able like to hold the several components that I'm going to have, because every component that I need to have inside this should be wrapped within a container. That way I can be able to style it the way I want. So the first one here, we have the profile image of the user. So I'm just going to come and create yet another div here, one more, and now it is inside this that I'm going to have the image, and the image will be pulled of course from the images. And the image itself is the profile image. We already have it in the images folder. Over there, and just below that I'm going to have yet another div, and this is the div now that will house the username. So like in this case, that name over there. And so now that's the whole structure of everything that we're going to have over here. As you can see, now we just have the profile image and the text. So that's what we want to have here. So if I come and refresh that, then we should now start seeing a sketch of what we expect. So that's what we have over there. So we just need now to add a few classes to this specific container here, so that now we can achieve something like this. So real quick, we just get to Visual Studio here, and we just add a few classes here. So first of all, I just need to come and get rid of this land, because I want this to be gray, and also the saturation should be 100. And also I'm going to get this H screen from here, and this should be added in the sidebar. So here I'm going to come and have the class, and forgive me because I usually use Camelot. Yes, so here I want to have the H screen, and other than the H screen, I also want to come and talk about the flex, because I want the items to flex in a column. And even before I have that, I should start with flex called. Yes, that's how we should have it over there. And then now the other class that we can add here is the padding top, so PT, and this should be 7, and also the padding right, rather left, so PL, that should be 3, and that's about everything that we should have over there. And so now we can come and style the next div here. So this is the div that is housing the image and the text. So how should these items behave in this container? So these are the classes that we are going to add here. So the first class here will be flex as well, and also just a minute, I need to fix this. Yes, so the other thing that I also need to have here is the space within these items. So the space right and left, so this should be at least 3. And also I won't talk about the PY, that is padding top and bottom. I should talk about 2, and also the PX, the padding left and right, I should also have it with 2. This should be rounded, so I should talk of rounded LG. Okay, so that's it with that. I need to fix that over there. So now it is the container that is lapping the image that we are trying to fix over here. So again, here these are the classes that we are going to give to this specific container that is housing the image. So first of all, we are going to have it flex. We're also going to have the items center, and also this should be rounded full, so that makes it circular. And also we should also have the items justified center. Okay, so now we are styling the image itself. So we get to the image here and class, and so the first thing that we want to do is to give this image some width. So that should be 6, and also a height of 6, so that makes it to be equal. It should also be rounded full, so we want it to be like a circle. And that's about it with the image. So let's see what we have so far. So we come here and refresh this. That's what we attained there. Let's refresh it one more time. Alright, so the rounded full was not applied, and also the padding top is also not working. So let me see. Oh sorry, here we are missing an L. Alright, so here maybe this 7 seems not to be working for us. Let me just change that to 5, and that should fix that issue over there. So moving forward, now that that is done, we can also apply a hovering effect, because now we'll be duplicating this so that we get several of these, and then we'll just be replacing the image with an SVG. So let me just try to have the hovering effect. So the hovering effect should be on the specific div here. So I'll talk of hover, and then this should be BG gray, and it should be 200 saturation. Yes. So let's refresh that and see now what we have there, and that's what we have. So when we hover over it, then it appears like that. Let me see what we got here. Okay, so that's good. So this one is going up to the very end, but we can still add some padding here, so that it's not touching this area here, though at the end of it all, this one will be, the content will be starting at the middle here, so we might not be able to see that there. So let's just leave that as it is. We can fix that later when you're done with this middle part there. So but that for now looks good to me. So now to be able to achieve the rest, as you can see, they're almost similar. I'm just going to duplicate and then replace this image with this specific icon. So real quick, we get to Visual Studio down here, and then I'm just going to come and grab this specific container here, and because we have 6, I'm just going to duplicate this 5 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at least we should have the 5 if I'm not wrong. So let me refresh that and see if we got the 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's look good. So that's something similar to what we have here. But oh sorry, before we even duplicate that, we would have fixed the text a little bit here. The text should be fixed a little bit, so pardon for that. Let me just redo that, so we can come and fix the text here, so that now when we are duplicating that very easily, so without having to repeat ourselves. So I'll come and add the class to this specific username here, and the first class that I need to do here, or that I need to add here, is what we call the font color. So we're going to talk about text. This should be gray, and should be 600, and also the font should be semi-bold, so font semi-bold, and the text should be small, so text SM. So that's what we should have over there. So refresh that. And now we get something like that, so that now when you hover it, it's like that. So now we can duplicate that one more time, so 1, and then you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that looks good over there, and we need one more, so let me just duplicate that one more time. Good. So now we can just replace the icon. So the first has to be the threads, so that should be group. So heading on to hello icons, and here I can talk of is it people group? Let me see, group. Yes, we have a group here, so we grab that, and now we are going to replace the second image with that SVG icon. So just a minute, over here get the image, and I'm just going to grab the image itself and get rid of it, and then I'm going to have my icon there. We should be fixing that later, but let's first of all have the icons, and let me just try to speed this up so that we don't have to watch all this, because this is something obvious. Well, so we are done with SVG icons. They appear like that. So let's try to refresh here and see what we got. Yes, so that's what we have over there, that hovering effect. So for the last one here, we need to have it with a background color. So this is the last one here, and also we need to change the background of these icons here. So let's just try to fix that, because again it's very easy. So I'm just going to do one, and then I'm just going to repeat that to all the rest, and I'll split that part. So just go to the specific SVG here. So I'll talk of text glare 500. So that's what we need for all the icons there. So we can come and copy that, and I'm going to duplicate that to all the rest. So let me just do that real quick. So let's have a background color for this last one here. So just a minute. So we just need to go to the div there, and now that div we're going to have it with that background color. So it should be this one here. So we can talk of BG gray, and this one should be 600, and here we made a mistake. This should be center. Here like that. And what else do we have there? Okay, let's see that first. Yeah, so we have that, but let me see, we need some padding, so I can just come and add P2 here. Sorry. Yeah, that should have a padding rounded or round. Okay, that's too big. Well, let me just get rid of the padding there because it makes it to be a little bit big. What can I do with this one here? Let me give it a width of 6 and a height of 6. So I almost typed height. I think that looks good. So I'm just going to come and talk about HL here, and we're not going to style it for now, but we might be required to style it later. And what we just have below here are the groups, and basically what we're just going to have is something just similar to what we have on top here. So I'm just going to come and just pull or pick or grab of the whole of this, and I'm going to have that below here, and I'm just going to duplicate that. How many times do I have to duplicate that? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 times. So we have 1, we need 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, so we need 3 more. So we need 3 more of this container here. So we have 1, then 2, 3, and 4. So we have something like that. So we just now need to rename this. So I'm just going to rename this very quickly over there. that's what we have over there. So we just now left to fix these images here. So let's style it a little bit here. So for the image, the class that we are going to add for this specific div is 6 and a height of 6, and also rounded full, and that's about it. And so now we can just copy this and have it in the other and replace it with SVGs, because in this case we don't need the SVGs, we need to have images here. So just grab that and replace that with the image, and same case to the last one here, we're going to grab it and replace it with an image. So now we can just try to change the image here. Just a minute. This should be the last one here. I've messed up a little bit here, so we should have an image here, but for the last one here we should just have the SVG. So let me just fix that real quick here. So this should be the image, sorry, this should be the SVG, and then the first one should be the image. So I had it the other way around. So let's try to have the image now here. So I'm just going to grab these and I'm just going to check the image. So have it here like that, and then I can come and check the image here, and it should be page image. It is good. So yeah, looks good. Wait a minute, we need to see something here. Wait, shortcuts. Oh, sorry, we just need to alternate again the names here. This should be, you can just call it first page. Or let me just give it a more reasonable name, maybe Get to Know It. So now this one should be see more. Oops. Well, so far so good. We're almost done with this left navigation component here, so we're just left to have the footer items below here. And so we're just going to launch to Visual Studio here sorry, really quick. And for those items, basically, of course, I'm just going to create a container for them. So I'll have a div over there, and then now within this div, what I can do is I can create yet another div. This is now the div that will now like house the various items that I'm going to have inside here. And so basically I'm going to have them within an ordered list. So I'm just going to come and talk of OL, and here I'm just going to come and have at least 7 list items. So li times 7, and I'm going to have them within anchor tags. So I'm also going to come and include some anchor tags inside these li. And now of course, now inside here I'm now going to have various items for the footer here. So this will start with privacy. Lastly, here we have the meta. So yeah, something like that. So if we check now, we'll see something like this. So now we just need to style this a little bit so that we can acquire something like what we have over here. So let me just do that again here real quick. So we'll start by styling the div, the parent div that houses all these items in the footer. So we're just going to have that as a class, and these are the utility classes that we are going to add for this specific footer here. So the first thing is flex, because we want the items to be arranged in a row. We also need a space in between them, so that is right and left, so x3. And also the padding top and bottom, sorry, of 2, and also the padding right and left of 2 as well. So now we are styling now the shout of the parent div here, and in fact we're just going to leave it as it is. And so what we're going to style here is the unordered list. So ordered list, sorry. So this should be class, and first thing that again we want to do here is to add flex. So we want the items again in this specific container to flex, and the space of 3 up, and also we want the text to be gray 400, and we also want these items to flex. But okay, before we get to the flex wrap, let me just have the padding. Before we get to the flex, let's just have it with a margin top of 5. Let's first of all see how it looks like so far before we add one more class that I want to show you there. Yeah, so we have it like that, but now as you can see we have a problem. So we need to lap these items so that now they can look like what we have here. So what I can do is I can just come to this specific ordered list, and I can add the class of flex lap. So what this will do is that it will lap the items. So like when the container is full, when that specific row is full, the content will be lapped to the next row. So I'll just talk about flex lap. So let's see how that works, and as you can see, that fixes that specific issue. Although now we have an issue with the spacing, so we just need to fix out the spacing. Of course, because of this issue here, we just need to have a hyphen there, and that should just fix the whole issue that you're having with the spacing over here. So let's just have it refreshed so we see if that is fixed, and good, that is fixed as we would expect. So the last thing that we can do here is to add the hovering effect to the list items here. So we want them to like be aligned when we hover over them. So we just come and add a class to all of them. So I'm just holding the Alt and then just left clicking so that I can add a class to all of them. So class that is equal to, and here we should just come and talk about hover, and this should be basically so just like that. And of course that should fix the whole issue, and well, that is fixed now. It means we are done with that specific left menu there, left navigation bar. Yeah, you can see we have that at the lining when we hover over that. Maybe we can try to at least fix the color because it's a bit right. So let me just see if we can make this 500 just to try and make it a little bit more visible for us here. So so still, alright, let me make it 600 just to make it easy on our eyes here. Yeah, that's better. At least we can be able to see that. So when we move over that, then we see that sort of a thing. So that's what we expect to have over there.